a doctor came and she starts like rubbing my forehead, and I remember that very well. That was very comforting. She rubs my forehead, she's like, "We're gonna have to take your leg." I'm like, "No." It was Fort Macon here in North Carolina. Super nice beach. Oh yeah, everybody goes there. In fact, I've gone there since I was a kid, like little, so like it was just another one of them beach days to me. I was like, nothing crazy. We were all having a really good time, and my dad's girlfriend's little son, who had just turned 7, we were all, trying to play with him, mess with him. Kale goes, "Let's play mermaids." I'm like, yes. Like, leaned backwards to kind of flop backwards onto my back and then swim backwards and come back up like a mermaid. But once I had gone backwards, I had stepped on something, and then the chaos began. I thought it was my dad's back. I thought it was my dad swimming underwater to joke around with me again. So I started laughing, and I look over and I see, all right, Kale's above the water, my dad's above the water, Anais is above the water. Oh, everybody's above the water. What is this? The way I remember it, I felt a sharp pain on my ankle, and then nothing else. It felt like forever. I felt like I was under there for 20 minutes, but it was more 20 seconds. It wasn't long at all. When I was under the water, I knew that my dad was gonna come get me, so I was just like wondering when. I was like, alright, my dad's gonna come get me, give it a second, he's gonna be here. I just remember him pulling me back, and I was like, "Dad, please help me, please help me." He just kept going, "I got you, I got you, I got you." So we get most of the way back to shore. He's carrying me, but he just punched a shark like 5 times. So I didn't see the shark, and I don't think anybody saw the shark. They might have just saw the fins. But after my dad was like carrying me back, he says he saw 2 fins, so there were 2 sharks. Still had the whole leg attached to me. It was like really, really awful. Like you could see bone, you could see teeth mark in the bone. And there was a man named Roger, and it was his wedding anniversary. She got him a really nice belt for his wedding, their anniversary. And thank God, because, somebody ran up to him, said, "Can I please have this belt?" And very calmly, Roger just took it off, gave it to him, and they sent him another belt for free. They sent him another belt. I was on a helicopter. Originally, they took me to one hospital, but they didn't have a trauma bay. And the closest place that had a trauma bay was an hour away. So they wait for the helicopter to land in the parking lot. I was just glad that there was air conditioning in the back of the ambulance. I'm like, this is nice. I was distressed, like in my heart. Like I was freaking out a little bit. But I didn't feel much pain, honestly. I had never had like a broken bone or anything before this, so like all of this, I was just kind of sitting there, and I felt the way that TV static looked, like when your foot falls asleep. That's how I felt. I don't think I was bleeding much then, but like they were still very clearly concerned about me. So when they get me into the actual room, I was sitting there, I'm like, how are they gonna get off my bikini? Like, that's gonna be weird. A doctor came and she starts like rubbing my forehead, and I remember that very well. That was very comforting. She rubs my forehead, she's like, "We're gonna have to take your leg." I'm like, "No." She's like, "Yeah, we have to, I'm sorry." And so I wanted to cry, but my body wouldn't let me cry. I was really scared that I was in the ICU. Even though I didn't have to be in the ICU, they told me that. I was really scared of the idea of dying during surgery. I was really scared of that, but every time I had a surgery, I swear, I shut my eyes and opened them, and I was good again. I was like, whoa, crazy. The first surgery I had was when I first came in, obviously, and they amputated my leg and took 2 of my fingers, and then they just left my hand kind of wrapped until they could figure out what to do. They gave me a nerve graft and stuff. So the thumb is the only finger that was bit twice. So it got hit twice across the ligaments. This other thumb is the only one that wasn't bit at all. This finger is an anomaly, they say, because none of the regular circulation works in it. It's kind of just kept alive by blood capillaries. This finger is also good, but in between all of my joints, there's like scar tissue, and it stops my fingers from being able to pull down. And I also got a nerve graft, and this big old flap right here, which is a piece of my back. I'd probably go through about 6 leg amputations before I had to go through the hand thing again. The hand, like, you think about it, your foot kind of just does one thing, and that's just kind of like walk or whatever. And I figured that out fast anyway. I'm not even wearing my leg right now. I don't even need it right now. But with hands, like, you gotta, like it does a lot of stuff, you know? It took me a long time to figure out how to button my jeans and how to brush my teeth, and it took me like a good year to figure out how to put my hair up again. 2 weeks into my hospital stay, this man comes in, and he's like, "Hey, Paige, I'm Shane, and I also have an amputated leg, and they told me I'd never have a prosthetic because it's so far up, but I figured it out." And he made his own. I'm like, "That's really awesome, man." He explained to me, he's like, "Now this is kind of like learning how to drive stick before you learn how to drive automatic. So, like, you know how to do everything and every single one." I'm like, "Okay." And it was really, really, really hard. It was like, and I figured it out within like a couple days, but it was still really hard. Like, it took a lot of me just kind of standing there for a second and figuring out how I'm going to take my next steps. But it had like no resistance to anything. So like once you like kicked it out, it was out, and then it came immediately right back in. And with my new leg, it does have resistance, and it'll wait a minute before going back down and kicking out and stuff like that. So it's like, it's a really, like, my new leg is very, very nice. I really like it. So we actually flew out to Florida to go talk to shark researchers, like professionals. And they think, based on the teeth marks in the bone and the environment that was going on, they think it was a bull shark. You know, they're just creatures, man. We're all just creatures, just doing our best. I don't see, you know, like, they're not evil to me. They're just animals doing animal stuff. My cat bites me all the time, and I still love him. I used to make really stupid jokes, and like, I never meant it, obviously, but like, if like something like really inconvenient happened, like I forgot a pencil to class, I'm like, wow, I'm gonna kill myself for real. I would say that all the time. I don't say that anymore. So I was 17 when I got bit, and I just turned 20. I just turned 17 also, so it's kind of like, we're almost to the 3-year mark. So my sharkiversary is the 2nd of June, and me and my dad and my sister and Kill and my boyfriend will all go out and have some delicious dinner together, and, you know, we'll just hang out. It's a good day. So I'm gearing up to graduate cosmetology school. Super excited. I think after that, at some point, I want to go back to school, like a 4-year place or something for biology, because I really liked biology in high school. And just kind of hanging out with my cats. I really love them. And I have a job, and I got my license, thank God, finally. I like being alive. I think it's cool. And, you know, having all the people that I do around me and the stuff that I do have, it makes it hard to not be happy. And so I'm just really appreciative just to be around.
My parents would tie us together via a rope so that we were always together and I could always make sure she obeyed. The therapist, when she heard that story, was just like really shocked, and she looked at me and she said, "Elizabeth, that's child abuse."